What is Marcus? And we're going to be going through the Week 5 matchups here. We're going to start off with the Rams and Seahawks because the Rams and Seahawks are one of the most important matchups just because it's right off the bat. And there should be a lot of fun scoring. If you're new to the channel, please do a little subscribe button there, and then Patreon. We're going to be doing a giveaway here real soon. And I'm going to be giving you guys the details here probably the beginning of next week. So Rams, Seahawks, pretty much start start Stafford. Henderson, you're starting Henderson. I think this is actually a really good start for Henderson this week because Seahawks defense has been very weak against the run. And so you're starting Henderson, you're starting Cooper Kupp, and in most cases, you're probably starting, or you're at least entertaining the idea of Robert Woods. In my opinion, I am actually just going to take a step back from Robert Woods, and I'm hoping to have somebody else that is going to be able to start instead of Robert Woods. It's just, this is my bench of the week of Robert Woods. I just want to see more targets. I want to see him involved more in the offense. And it could be a Van Jefferson week. It could be a Deshaun Jackson week. It could be a Robert Woods week. We just don't know. And that scares me, and I don't like that at all. Still got that cough. Seahawks. Chris Carson, you're starting. DK Metcalf, you're starting. Tyler Lockett, you're starting. Tyler Lockett. I mean, he's still the guy that is going to be boom or bust, and he's going to have, I think, an okay game. I think maybe like 7 for 70, maybe a touchdown, and so that's what you're going to get out of Tyler Lockett. I think that's going to be a Tyler Lockett game. Not much in this game. I mean, some of these games are pretty easy to analyze and go through. So Jets and Falcons. Jets, I'm benching everyone. I'm not starting Michael Carter, but if you're in redraft leagues, I'm looking at just picking him up and putting him on the bench as he might be somebody week 7, week 8, week 9, probably week 8, week 9, we start seeing maybe a turnaround for Michael Carter and him actually being utilized more. And so I'm not starting any Jets besides Corey Davis. And so I would start him as a wide receiver 3. That's where kind of Corey Davis is. Falcons, I'm starting Ridley. I think this is the blow-up game for Calvin Ridley. I've had so many trade offers out there for Calvin Ridley, and no one has accepted anything. And some of them are just sitting out there pending into the universe. Just accept it or decline it, please. All right, so Kyle Pitts, I starting Kyle Pitts as is just knowing that I'm probably going to have like a tight end 12, 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. I'm starting Kyle Pitts. It's the Jets. I feel like this would be a better matchup for Kyle Pitts. Cordell Patterson, I'm starting him. Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying that. I guess I'm starting him. Over a lot of different running backs as well. I have a matchup between Miles Sanders or do I start Cordell Patterson? And I'm starting Cordell Patterson. At this point, they're both getting reduced snaps, and one is scoring touchdowns, and one is not being utilized in the offense. And the one not being utilized right now is Miles Sanders. And Matt Ryan, I am not starting Matt Ryan in this one. There is many possibilities where you have good players like Cordell Patterson, or you have a touchdown by Ridley, but yet Matt Ryan just doesn't have. If he has 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, or 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, it's just not going to be what you need in fantasy. Patriots Texans. Can I avoid everybody? Brandon Cooks, still starting Brandon Cooks as like a wide receiver 3. Brandon Bolden as a deep PPR flex if you need to. If you have a replacement because you have an injury, that's who I would be looking at. Damian Harris, no, not against Texans. I think this is just going to be an ugly game. No Mac Jones. If you have to pick a wide receiver for the Patriots, I will say still Jacoby Myers in my opinion, but again, you're talking about a very, very limited upside. This could be a 13 to 10 game in my opinion. And so just a mess. Please stay away if you can. Lions, Vikings. I think that this is going to be a higher scoring game than a lot of people think. I think the Vikings are going to come back. I think this is going to be like the Vikings-Arizona game where you're just going to have a team. The Vikings are going to play a lot better, I think, than against the Browns. And I think the Lions are going to score some points against the Vikings defense that is somewhat susceptible to So start your Hawkinson, start your Swift, start Jamal Williams in your flex. Don't start Goff. I mean, you're not starting Goff. And I'm not starting any Detroit wide receiver. I'm not Khalil Raymond, not Quintus Cephas. I'm just starting no one. I really am. I think it's going to be a tight end and running back game, and you're going to have somebody on Detroit that might do a little bit of something, but I'm not betting on it. And the Vikings, you're starting Thielen, you're starting Jefferson, you're starting Dalvin Cook if he's healthy, and assuming he is since he played last week. And that's what, and you're starting Kirk Cousins as a quarterback, probably 14, 13, somewhere around there. And he's actually done pretty well fantasy-wise and just football in general-wise. So I think that's where I see him. By the way, Skull. That's where I see that game kind of going. Eagles, Panthers, you're starting Jalen Hurts. I'm benching Miles Sanders at this point, especially against Panthers defense. I'm just benching Miles Sanders at this point. I even have there's another league where it's him or Samaje Perine. I'm just taking Perine. At this point right now, I am kind of bittered at Miles Sanders. Trying to trade him away, can't find any buyers. So Devontae Smith, you're starting Devontae Smith. Pretty much no one else. Goddard as a tight end option. Panthers, you're starting your Panthers that you normally do. DJ Moore's a stud. Christian McCaffrey, right now, he may come back, so just know that. But if he's not back, then I'm starting Hubbard. And if CMC's out, then Sam Darnold is a deeper kind of flyer that I think will score some points. I think the Eagles defense, they look so good against Atlanta, but they've looked bad after Atlanta. So I think just in general, I think if CMC's out, I think Sam Darnold is a really good opportunity here. Saints, Washington, Saints, you're pretty much starting Kamara and hoping that he actually can get some darn targets. I don't know what the heck that was all about last week. And that is it for your Saints. And then Washington, you're starting Terry McLaurin, you're starting Antonio Gibson. Taylor Heineke is kind of, again, a deep kind of flyer, but against the Saints are going to have a decent defense. I'm going to kind of hold off on Taylor Heineke at this point, and I will start Terry McLaurin, and I will start, and no Logan Thomas, he's on the IR. So it's Gibson, J.D. McKissick if you definitely need a deep, desperate one at this point, but I think this is going to be a bad J.D. McKissick game. That's what I think. All right, Titans, Jaguars. Titans, Tannehill, this is a bench week. I understand the Jaguars defense, not a good defense, but with no A.J. Brown, potentially, maybe no Julio, like that whole issue there, I am sticking away from Tannehill. This is going to be a Derrick Henry game. You start your Derrick Henry shares. And then the Jaguars, I'm not starting Trevor Lawrence in any league. James Robinson, this is going to be a running back game. And then Marvin Jones as the wide receiver that I'm looking to start out of the two between him and Laviska. I'm starting Marvin Jones. All right. So Dolphins, Buccaneers, Gaskin, I'm not starting at this point. No one against the Bucs defense. You don't start running backs against the Bucs defense. So no on Gaskin. Pretty much no on anybody on the Dolphins, actually, in this case. And the Bucs, I think they're going to have a game kind of like New England. It's going to be a little bit disappointing, but I do think that Fournette will be the running back that you want, and he can be startable. And then you're going to have the mess of Godwin and Antonio and Evans that are going to split the triangle pie of the Tom Brady targets. All right. So next one we're going to do, we'll do the noon games, the rest of the noon games here. So Packers, Bengals, Broncos, Steelers. Packers, Bengals. You start Aaron Jones. You're not starting A.J. Dillon. No. You are starting Devontae and Aaron Rodgers. Like, duh. That's pretty much, I'm not starting Cobb in this one or anything. But on the Bengals side, if T. Higgins is playing, I'm just going to hold off on this game. I'm starting Jamar Chase. And I think Tyler Boyd is a flex-worthy option here. But I would rather have a different option if possible. Samaje Perine, I think they're going to try to use him a lot. I think he's going to have one of these games that you're going to see 20 carries, 671 yards, just kind of a prediction, and a touchdown. So do you like 13.1 points? That's what I'm saying. And then maybe like a catch for 9 yards. So we'll just say 14. Is that 14 points? 14 points. That's what I'm going to say Samaje Perine does. I could be totally wrong. He could have 15 carries for like 20 yards and no touchdown. But I think he's going to have 21 carries, 20 carries, 71 yards, whatever I said. whatever, 13 points and a touchdown. He's going to have 71 yards and a touchdown. He's going to have 9 yards in the receiving game. He's going to have 1 catch. Maybe 2 targets. I'm just throwing the exact stat line that I'm projecting out there for Samaje Perine. And so, yeah, I think he's a flex-worthy player at this point. Broncos Steelers, the last one. This is probably one of the harder games, I guess, because you have Sutton. What to do with Sutton? Is Claypool back right now? Big, huge Q. We don't know what that doesn't mean. That doesn't mean anything for us at this point, or that doesn't help us at all. Then you have Juju, and then you have Deontay. And what do you do with Big Ben? And you have Teddy Bridgewater coming back from concussion. So at this point, the only people I am starting on Denver, I am starting Sutton, but I am starting him in a situation that I need a boom game. Because that's what I think that he's either going to be boom or bust. If you need safety, if you need and I think somebody proposed this question for me, like Tyler Boyd or Sutton. Safety, I'm going with Tyler Boyd. I know he's going to have more targets. He's going to have targets that Sutton could literally have a game of 1 for 15, and I would not be surprised. That would shock me for Tyler Boyd. I think he's going to have more of a safety type game. And so if you need a big boom or bust, Cortland Sutton is potential spot here. If you need safety, if you need 50, 60 yards, for sure, Sutton, I'm going to just bench, and I'm going to try to find somebody that is a little bit of a safer option here, especially against Steelers defense. Steelers defense still okay of a defense, and I know they've been kind of banged up and stuff like that, but the Steelers offense has been bad. So no Big Ben. I'm not starting Big Ben. I'm starting Najee. And for the wide receivers, if Deontay's out there, I'm assuming that he is, and he will be. I'm starting Deontay. I am not starting Juju. I am benching Juju. And for Claypool, if he starts, I'm playing him. If not, I'm not playing him. If you're talking to me Claypool or Sutton, I'll take Claypool over Sutton. So that's what I believe through that game. It's a mess game, and I'm trying to bench pretty much Melvin Gordon. Not going to try to play him or Javonte Williams. I'm going to stay away from either running back this week. All right. So we'll go through the 3 o'clock, the Sunday night, and the Monday night games next. All right. Peace out. Take care. Subscribe. See you tomorrow. Now turn up.